Okie dokie, guys. So I'm super duper excited for this Monday motivational Zoom. And I'll be honest with you guys, when I woke up this morning, I was the most unmotivated person on the planet. I didn't feel like doing squat today. And truth be told, I popped in a leadership chat and I was being a big old douchebag and said, "Who wants to join me?" Oh, nobody wants to respond? I'm just joking. I was like, fine. But be real, guys. The reality of it is not all of us are on our phones all the time and not all of us see messages all the time. But I was just in that much of a douchey mood that I was like, you know what? I think we should have the Zoom tonight on, just moving, really. Just follow up and moving and getting these 800 packs out the door, the leadership retreat, getting this reimbursement. And how come nobody is talking about these 4 cars that are being given away for $300,000 worth? Like, nobody's talking about it. And when your dial goes up and somebody else is in first place, don't say we didn't talk about it, because it's definitely been talked about. Like, I'm like, my PPA is the highest that it's been in quite some time. Like, I'm signing customers left and right, and I have people that are seriously like, I'm like, okay, where's your order at? Where's your order? And I'm hounding them. Like, if they told me and I sent them credits, like, you better believe it. I'm like, listen, if you don't get your order in by Sunday, I'm going to be taking those credits back and giving them to somebody else. Like, legit. Okay. And I'm going to tell you guys, we have this accountability chat right now going, and there are people that didn't know that you could send a message to come, like, to support, for them to give you your credits back. I do it all the time. I've been doing it since the day I began in this business with Lavelle. If I send credits to somebody and they don't fulfill their end of it, I send a support ticket and say, hey, this customer didn't fulfill their end of the deal. I want my credits back, so I can give them to another customer. So if you do not know that, now you do. You cannot say you didn't know it, right? So I want you guys to understand that now is the time to be following up like crazy. I know that I'm so glad Kayla got on tonight, because she's like the queen of organized when it comes to Kaylee's like, yeah, no, that's not where my specialty is. And it's okay, because listen, it's not my specialty either, but I've made a pretty decent, okay job at this business, right? So I'm not the best at follow up, but what I am the best at is pulling people in and bringing people on this journey with me, and constantly making them feel like they can approach me and they can trust me. And they can come to me and ask for solutions to what it is that they're going to. You guys, right before this Zoom, I was talking to a friend of mine from high school, and we've been friends since I was 14 years old. So I've known her for 25 years. Okay. And she was asking me about the liquid diet. She's not a surgery patient. She's not a thriver. She's not any of the above. But guess what? Because of something that I had on my journey that benefited me, she wanted information on. Do you think that maybe she might decide to try Thrive one day? Possibly. But if I build that relationship with her, then she's going to feel more comfortable coming to me and asking me, hey, Amanda, do these products really help you? There's a point why you're seeing every day I'm talking about Thrive. But if you notice, I'm sharing my journey. I'm sharing, like today I mentioned about my car. Did you guys see how many people commented on my post about the car? A lot of people. I didn't say Lavelle paid for my car. I didn't have to say that. I said preferably free, like this one was. Like, I was just asking for opinions on third row seating. You guys, draw people in to you. The biggest problem I see right now is a lot of people aren't drawing people into squat, because you're just trying to sell. And that's not going to connect to people a whole lot. So what do you say? Do you think we should start with the follow-up first? Kayla? Yeah, Kayla. Yeah, let's start with Kayla for a minute, because Kayla's excellent with follow-up. And yeah, I'll just let you talk, and then I'll probably interrupt, unfortunately, because
You know, I like it whenever we can just kind of like play off each other. Those are my favorite types of Zooms. Like, I'm like, let's unmute and let's hash this out, because y'all, there's so many things going on right now. Like, did anybody else get the 4K, 12K, 40K retreat email? Like, I am so pumped up about that. Even if you are an 80K or 200K, do you have a spouse that hasn't gone 80K or 200K? Because it's like, you know, I mean, this is so cool. The qualifications are out there. Like, this is so exciting. So anyways, we have that going on. We have conference that is still coming, and we know that the setup that's going on right now is for that. So we have to, like, are you ready to draw the line in the sand and say, okay, you know what, I'm ready to do all the things. Now, as far as follow-up goes, if you're not, how to have a massive follow-up is to make sure you're doing the things. And what I mean by that is you have to have a routine. To me right now, routine is critical. Like, you need to have a daily routine. And something that is helping me so much with that, and I know you've probably heard me talk about it a little bit before, it is an app called Productive. Now, there's two different apps, and we found this out the other day whenever I was telling people about it. The app that I use has it's like a blue circle with a white check mark on it. And I mean, I love this app. You can put in what you want to do morning, noon, and night. And you can say, I want these done by 9:15 in the morning. I want these done by 12:15 in the afternoon. I want these done by 9:15 at night. And it sends you push notifications. Some of the things that I have on mine is like inspirational story posts, poll on my stories, or before and after picture, or testimony, or, you know, just different things that I want built in there. And then I have on there, add 10 friends. I have on there, interact for 20 minutes. Just go ahead.
No, this app, guys. I've been looking for an app like this, Kayla, since I forget what the app was that I used many years ago. If you search Level Up, you'd probably find it, but they like got rid of it. Like, it went away, so it didn't exist anymore. But that I used to use that app, guys, like nobody's business. Be like, follow 100 people on Instagram, unfollow 100 people on Instagram, like literally like that thing. So okay, keep on talking.
No,
I'm sorry.
I mean, this app is going to be your best friend. I promise you it is, because routine is, like I said, routine is everything. If you want to have a massive follow-up, it's called Productive. But like I said, there's a couple of different apps called Productive. But the one that I use, the one I love, y'all, I mean, seriously, I love this. And you just swipe to the left to check it off. And I mean, you can put it down there as repeat every day. And so you get those notifications every day. The one that I use, it's a blue circle with a white check mark. And I've been wanting to do a screen record showing y'all exactly how I do it. Yep, that's it. Exactly how I do it, and also what I have in mind. So y'all can see what I'm doing every single day. I swear to y'all, like, it is making the biggest difference on my routine. So what do you want to make sure that you get done every single day? To me, that's how you're going to build a follow-up. Now I'm going to tell you how I create a pretty cool follow-up. One other tip I wanted to throw in here, though, if you work stories, something that I'm doing that I'm really liking, I have my Instagram and Facebook linked. Most of us have that. But on Instagram, whenever you add in the quiz, you know how it gives them multiple choices to choose from? Put as one of the choices, love you, Kayla, or love you, Amanda, or love you, Ashley. And even the people that's like, I'm not really ready to buy or join your team, they'll still click on that, and it boosts your story algorithm up like crazy. Like, I don't know if I'm late to the game on that, but I started doing that, and like my stories have started getting so many more views, and I'm feeling like a winner over here. So I wanted to share that with you guys. But that kind of leads more into follow-up. That's going to boost your algorithm on stories, so more people are seeing it. And I hope that you are watching on your stories who is watching it until the end. I love building out opportunity stories, because if they keep going and watch it till the end, I'm like, okay, you're interested. Because I know, like, anybody that's not interested, it's going to get weird, you know, seeing people's before and after pictures over and over, or seeing people's, you know, testimony over and over. So I'm watching for those. It becomes being extremely intentional. There is another app called Pocket Lists. I don't know if this isn't one that I necessarily like. I like pen and paper for my potentials, but if you want pocket lists, you can actually create lists on your phone of people that are like following your stories, and make sure all of them go in a list. You can create a different list for people that are taking polls, or doing the multiple choice thing and create a list for them. You can create a list for people that are liking and commenting on your posts. You can create a list for people that you're actually engaged in a conversation with. So, but the biggest thing I want you to get from this is you need a list. Period. If you are feeling like you get lost in notebooks, if you're feeling like you start a notebook, never finish it, and go get another one, then try an app. An app may be what's right up your alley, and you just haven't tried it yet. Try it, but you have to have a list right now. That creates intentional business. I promise you, your business will explode. Something else, and it's a mindset shift. No matter who you're talking to right now in this season, no matter who you're talking to, I want you to 100% believe they are either going to get a mini experience, they are going to be a customer, or they are going to be a promoter. 100%. Every single person you talk to is going to do one of those three things. Whenever you do that, your outlook will change on the entire business, and it starts being like, okay, how many people can I talk to in a day? Because if every single person is going to get a mini, be a customer, or be a promoter, how many people can I talk to in a day? Now kind of moving on to follow up. That's
wait. Before you say that, I want everybody to understand that, because some people are just posting and they're not understanding that if you're not having conversations with people, like I'm just going to be real honest with you guys. I can go to your page and tell you if you've been interacting, if you've been on people's stories, if you have been actually conversating and being a good friend to people. Because if I go to your page and you have no likes and no comments, that tells me that you literally are wasting your time on Facebook. You have no likes and no comments on none of your posts. You're wasting your time on Facebook. Like literally, you're probably like reading people's posts, and maybe you might be like liking a post here and there, but you're probably reading memes and hitting the scroll. Okay? Because it is a real thing that people reciprocate. Okay? And if you're bringing value and you are actually liking and commenting and you are posting and you're being consistent, you're going to see that growth happen on your page. You're going to see people interacting back and forth with you. So I just had to say that. Okay, Kayla, go.
Yeah, 100%. Like 100%. You have to, if you want to receive it, you have to put it out there like you just do, and building your network and finding other people that you kind of mesh with, which is how you work groups in a whole different live or a whole different Zoom. So before I get off routine, one of the things I want to make very clear, whenever you get this app called Productive, you are probably going to feel like you're repeating yourself over and over. That's the secret. Like, yep. I mean, that really is the secret. We do the same thing over and over and over every single morning. If you want to test this theory out, every single morning you're taking your capsules, right? Start putting on your stories every single morning you taking your capsules or you mixing up your shake, and call them jumper cables. Around day 15, someone's going to message you and be like, look, what are these jumper cables? Like, what even are these? You're creating a follow-up. You're creating like curiosity. And to you, you may be like, oh my gosh, I bet this is so annoying. No. How many times did you have to see the shoes before you bought them? How many times did you have to see the car before you decided to go and test drive it? How many, you know what I mean? Like, that's how humans work. So yeah, whenever you get the app, it's going to feel like you're doing the same thing over and over. That's exactly what you want to do, is the same thing over and over and over. Like I said, every single morning, a video of you taking the capsules, a video of you mixing up the shake, an inspirational post. Y'all know, if you follow me, every single morning, Blakely is on my Facebook. Like, there's a picture of Blakely. She may be crying. She may be happy. Like, I don't know she may be flexing. I don't know what's going to happen, but there's going to be a picture of Blakely. And people know me for it. Whenever there's not a picture of her, they're like, what's wrong? When I had the flu, there wasn't a picture of her. They're like, what's wrong? But that's, like I said, just keep doing it. Like, keep doing that. Now, as far as follow-up goes, one of my favorite things to do that I started doing here recently is I put emojis by the people's name that are my potentials. And some people put crazy emojis. Like, some people, I don't know. I put a heart. Like, I'm very basic. I put a heart beside, do y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, in Messenger, I'll go and edit their nickname and I'll put a heart and their name. And so the reason why I do that is so whenever I need to talk to all my potentials, I can just search in Messenger for the heart emoji and it pulls up all my potentials right then and there. Okay. So that's a really cool way that you can kind of organize your potentials by just searching Messenger. Something else I do is something else I search is my website. So many people I have sent my website to and they didn't sign up and they fell through the cracks. So I'll search Messenger for my website to pull up all the messages where I ever sent my website, even back in 2017. When is the last time you did that? We talk about searching for keywords all the time. When is the last time you searched for your website? So that's something else I do. But guys, I mean, the biggest thing right now is you have to have a list. And here's something else that I feel like people don't really talk about. Guys, whenever I'm sending a message and they stop replying, I don't feel like they ghost me. Like I feel like maybe their kid is in the dog bowl, or maybe their kid's in the toilet, or maybe, maybe like life is happening. I have to remember that people aren't able to be on their phone 24/7 like we are, a lot. Like this isn't so important to them where they can get right back to you. I never think they ghost me. It's like, oh, life probably got crazy. Like I'll message them tomorrow. So at the end of the night, I write down every single person that I talked to today. And then tomorrow I send them a message saying, hey girl, I am putting in orders as we speak. I wanted to check in with you and see if you're wanting to get yours in. And I mean, the message doesn't change. Like whether we talked about prices and had a big connection or whatever, or if they just messaged me and said, hey, I may want to try Thrive, it doesn't matter. The message is the same. Hey girl, I'm getting orders in as we speak. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, will you repeat that again?
Mm-hmm.
Because you guys, that kind of simple follow up is literally going to be the difference between you sending that message and you hitting your goals.
Yep. And I mean, the exact message, how much of the percentage can we give them with just our pricing off of like auto ship pricing?
What is it?
What is the percentage, the discount we give them with just whenever they order on auto ship? 20? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would message, what I need to message, what I suggest that you message, and what mine's about to switch to, because I want to start including that. I want to say, hey girl, I'm putting in orders right now where you get my discount and 20% off. Putting in orders as we speak. Are you still wanting one? Are you still wanting to put yours in? Are you still wanting Thrive? Are you still wanting a mini? Whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't wait till Friday. A lot of times I used to like build my list and wait till Friday to follow up. I don't do that anymore. I follow up the very next day. It's like tonight I'll sit down, I'll write down all the people's names I talked to today, and tomorrow they're going to get that message of, hey girl, I'm putting in orders as we speak. Did you still want to get my discount 20% off and get that order in and send it out? But like I said, it all is going to come back to, if you want to start being a massive enroller and just killing it with follow-up, it truly is just how many people do you have to follow up with, really building that list, and then really getting extremely intentional with how you're going to build it with stories. If you feel like, well, I don't know what to post on stories, like my life's not that exciting, guys, what is a meme that you really like? What is an inspirational quote that you really like? You can mix that into your stories, then mix in a few product posts, and then mix in like a video of you saying something, like anything. Don't make this complicated. You want to keep it very simple. You just want to be consistent. And that's why if you can get the app productive and put on there, like in the morning time, work your story. In the afternoon, work your story. In the evening, work your story. Same thing with post. Morning, make the post. Noon, make the post. Evening, make the post. And you can start being productive like that. Give it 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you'll start seeing the payoff.
What was the app called again? Sorry.
Productive.
Productive?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And I'll tell you guys, like, there's some things that Kayla said that I will tell you, you 100%, I know that people are not growing their list. And like, the thing is, guys, is that we are in network marketing. Okay. So here's a week of Amanda's life. Okay. I go to a bungee sweat class every single Monday night, except for tonight because I didn't sign up for it in time, and I was on the wait list and I didn't get, nobody dropped. So I'm bummed, but I'm friending every one of those girls that are in that bungee sweat class, building my list. Got it? They see my DFT every single week. I also go to a Pilates class on Saturday morning at 7 a.m., which means I have to leave my house by 6:30 in the morning to get there in time. I'm friending all of these ladies, okay? Then I take an aerial anti-gravity class at 8 o'clock a.m. on Saturday morning. Again, I have to leave at, I have to leave at 6:30 in the morning to make sure I'm at these classes. I'm friending those people. I go to the gym every day. I tag my gym every single day. If I see other people tag that gym, you guys, I don't know how many of you guys were on a live a couple weeks ago whenever I was doing a live and some girl was like, I'm here. Like, I'm behind you. And I was like, huh? You're behind me? What do you mean you're behind me? There's like 3 people here. Like, this is weird. And like, I don't go to a great big gym or anything. So I'm like, 3 people? Like, I'm like looking, and here this girl's like waving to me behind me because I had friended her on Facebook and she was following me and she was doing her legs while I was on the treadmill walking and like doing my work. But I was like, that's the creepiest thing. But I'm pulling her into my journey, and she popped on that live, guys, while she was working out at the same gym I was at. But the thing is I'm building those relationships, right? Guess what? I'm doing something so out of my comfort zone on Friday. Like, I don't go to like girl things like ever, like go hang out with me type of girl things, like especially people I don't know. But I totally am going to a Botox party on Friday, and I'm totally going to get like some Botox, and I'm kind of freaked out, but I know the nurse. I know the nurse, like the nurse practitioner that's doing it, and she knows me very well because we work together at the hospital, but I don't know any of the girls that are going except for the girl that I signed up for a party. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to meet a whole bunch of friends. Then this past weekend, Donnie and I went to a friend's house, and there were a bunch of people there that I'd never met before. But guess what? I friended them all on Facebook, and you guys might have seen, oh, I love your guacamole, Amanda, like today on one of my posts, because I met somebody new. And you guys, growing your network is constantly going to be what helps you grow your business. I have so many people right now that I met through my gastric sleeves journey. In fact, I'm signing a customer. Well, she hit the promoter button accidentally today, but her and her husband might do the couples pack. She's definitely signing up tonight, but she might be signing up with him as well during the couples pack for the Ultimate Thriver competition because she lost 200 pounds, guys, 6 years ago. And she had some regain and she needs to get back on track. And she's been following my journey, inspired her. So I want you guys to understand the importance of that networking on a daily. So even if, and Ashley's going to be talking about something here in just a bit too, about focusing on what you're doing, because I'm very ADHD. You guys that don't know that, now you know that, which I'm sure it doesn't surprise you very much. But I do really hard on my Facebook and my Instagram, and then you might see me fall off. But when I'm falling off, let me assure you of something. I'm still working. I'm still growing. I'm still doing something. Like today, pushing through, even though I've been warm all day. Okay. And I still ran a 5K and cleaned my car out and took my kid to dance and went for an additional walk. And while I shared some of that in my stories, people still didn't see a whole bunch of me because I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good, but I still worked my business. I still talked to people on Messenger. I still tried to get back to over 100 and something messages. So get in the habit, and I'm feeling better. I mean, I'm still warm, but I'm feeling better. But get in the habit of those sequence of being productive and getting your list together and doing that, because like Kayla was saying, when you do that every day, and she's right, every day I expect to see a picture of Blakely, like as soon as I get up, getting ready and going to school. And it's always the cutest thing, right? And guess what, guys? Other people, if she all of a sudden stopped posting it, you don't think people would be like, where's Blakely's pictures? Where'd she go? Did she fall off the planet? Like what happened to her? And that's just a reality. Just like if Kayla stopped doing her morning Zooms, you guys would be like, what the heck are you doing? I love that Zoom, right? I'm sorry, Kayla. I love you. I'm not on those Zooms because it's not my thing, guys. It's not. And I found that when I was doing the morning thing and trying to be something I wasn't, that wasn't my strong suit. My strong suit's 9 p.m. at night and bringing it. My strong suit is loving you and speaking the truth and helping you along through your journey. My strong suit is you messaging me, asking for advice, and me helping direct you in a way that I know may help you, but also encouraging you to grow. and take that extra mile, of growth. And yes, Suzanne, today she messaged me. And don't you feel a bit bad about messaging me ever. None of you guys. If I'm sick, it's okay. You can message me. If I don't want to talk, I'll tell you. I don't feel like talking. I did it to Jessica Eker yesterday. So sorry, girl. I love you, but I can't do this right now. I'm just not in it. But and she knows I love her. I just didn't feel good. But Suzanne messaged me today, and she's kicking ass, guys, signing minis so that she can get her conference ticket. She has one more mini to sign. One more mini to sign, and she's there. She will be at conference because she'll have the money for her ticket, and I'm super proud of her. So I'm sorry, I just started going off. Kayla, was there anything else that you wanted to add?
Yeah, I think the last thing that I want to add, guys, is okay. So let's say, because you're about to hear from Ashley and Kaylee and Andrew and get even more fired up. And so you're going to get off this Zoom and you're going to be ready to go. And you're like doing all the things. And you're making the polls and you're whatever. There's days where it feels like I'm in a desert. And there's days where it's like, why is like nobody took my poll? Nobody liked my post. Nobody commented besides my Thriver friends that are just like Kayla, like they love me so much and I love them so much. But that's it. That's all I've got. And it's like I'm in a desert. When that happens, because it's going to, I want you to know that's whenever I say, okay, I'm going to go stir up the dust. And that's whenever I get in my messenger and I message. And there's a lot of people on here that's going to be like, oh, do you cold message? No, I do not. I go through all of my potentials. And guys, I message for minis a lot. And I send out minis like crazy. And the message is just, hey girl, I'm getting some minis out this week. I wanted to see if you thought about trying a 3-day or a 6-day. Just very simple. And I send it over and over and over and over. And by 275, when I haven't heard or it's all been no's and I'm over here crying and being like, why does nobody like me? Because that's the place that I go to. And then I finally get that yes. And it's like, okay, well, here comes my next 200K. It's that much of a switch. And I want you to know, like, whenever you're in that moment, it doesn't matter if you're brand new or if you're 200K or if you've been in this industry for years and years, like we still get stuck in the desert. And I just want you to know, give yourself permission, stir up the dust, get in your messenger, send the message and start creating that momentum, start creating the names for your list. Because guys, this type of season we're in, you're either like, whenever conference happens, you're going to either say, I'm so happy I did the things, or oh my gosh, I so wish I would have. And like right now we're still early enough in where you can make that choice of which side you want to do. Make the choice that you're going to do the things, and that's pretty much it.
Kayla, a lot of people are saying, will you say that one more time about the packs?
Okay, yeah. Whenever y'all do this. Okay, so yeah. Hey girl, I'm getting out minis this week. I just wanted to see if you thought about trying a 3 or a 6-day of Thrive. And that's it. You want to end in a question always. You always end in a question and you always want to give them options. So, hey girl, I'm getting minis out this week. That takes care of the FOMO, fear of missing out. I'm getting minis out this week. I wanted to see if you've thought about getting a 3 or a 6-day of Thrive. The whole FOMO thing, I play on that a lot, but that's in one message. That's how I do it.
Yeah, I love that too. And I'll tell you guys, I made a post today and it had Rain and Keisha Lewis getting their minis out. And I do know there was somebody else that I'm not trying to miss right now. Virginia Davis also, I think, has sold like half of a 800 pack already. And I can tell you guys this. A lot of them are sharing Virginia. See, I knew it was you. I remembered. A lot of them have been sharing like they're getting their minis out. And listen, I made these up the other day and I totally haven't made a post about it yet. And to be fair, I haven't made a post about it because I did a live and then I really didn't get that many out. And you know why? Because I didn't do a good call to action. And I realized that when I finished my live, I was just a little bit off my game. So tomorrow, I'm going to do a post and I'm going to go, like, I'm going to the post office or whatever, and I'm going to get some mailer labels on it. And I'm heading out to the post office. Let me know if you want one. I'm going to get a post out like that tomorrow so that I can get some of these samples going. I did sell samples today, but they were mail outs. because I was lazy. I'm just being honest. And I didn't feel like going anywhere. So I did mail outs instead of getting rid of the product that I have on hand. Um, but the reality of it is I need to make the post because I need to lead by example and show you guys that I make those posts and I get samples too. And then also I can do it in stories and I can do polls. And you guys, if you do not right now currently have a follow-up list, I want to challenge you to go to all of your previous posts. Are you guys having like a private conversation here? I feel like you're having a private conversation. Yes, you are. Okay. But I want you to go to all your previous posts that had to do with Thrive, the business, minis, anything like that, and make a list. People that have asked about Sculpt, people that have asked about balance, people that have asked about mini experiences, the Thrive experience, the opportunity, whatever. Make your list. Get a piece of paper and each thing have a list for these people, and then just start following up. Just message. What's it going to hurt to shoot that message? Hey girl, I know that you showed some interest in this. Or you don't even have to start at hey girl. You can just be like, hey Sally, I know you showed interest in this before. I'm getting orders in right now, utilizing like what Kayla just said. I just wanted to know if you wanted to go ahead and get yours placed and save the 20% this week. Yes or no? She's either gonna say yes or she's gonna say no. And Sally, guess what? If Sally doesn't, I had an invitation today, guys, to a pampered chef party. And actually the girl was very, very direct. And she was just like, when would you like me to set up your pampered chef thing? Just so you know, I'm a new pampered chef thing. I said, hey girl, I would love to support you. However, I just went to a friend's party and bought all kinds of stuff. However, I hope you kick butt and you have a lot of fun doing it. And she said, oh my gosh, Amanda, thank you so much for responding. She just was so thankful I responded. And she was just like, and thank you for your support. You're so inspiring. So you notice how I didn't have to be a bitch or a douchebag whenever I replied to her. It's just like, no, thank you, for right now, but good luck on your journey, because guess what? I want her to come to me if she wants products sometime. Like, you got to give some love. But anyways, okay. So I'm done talking now. Let's bring on Ashley or Kaylee. Kaylee, you burning with desire right now?
I just have a super funny story that relates to what you were just talking about.
Okay.
So I get this message from this girl who I've never followed. She wasn't following me. I wasn't following her. I don't even know how she even messaged me, but I got a message. I'm pretty sure she searched what area I was in. And I get this random message, and it was like, hey girl, I see you're local. We are having this super fun, it was on Valentine's Day actually, this super fun makeup. You can come, we do your makeup and take pictures and hang out. I'm like, whoa, that sounds fun. Who doesn't want to go play with makeup and hang out with girls, drink some champagne, whatever. So I ended up not being able to go, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I got to help out at my, son's school. And she's like, I get it. She was super nice, super sweet. Never even officially said it was what it was for. And I didn't even look at her page. I saw she was a hairdresser. That was about it. I was like, cool. So I get another message saying that she was doing another one on Monday night at this restaurant, right? Guys, I was like, yes, I'm going to go make some new friends. I'm going to this networking event. Guys, I walked in. If you could have saw my face, it was a Mary Kay event, okay?
She calls me and she goes, babe, it's a Mary Kay event. This is not a makeover.
She did not tell me, okay, guys? She did it very well. And it was very smart because all she said was, hey, come eat some free pizza and come play with some makeup and we're doing makeovers. I was like, oh yeah, free pizza, I'm in. Guys, it was genius. And I walked in and Andrew's like, hey, you having fun? How's it going? I'm like, well, number one, we had to do our own freaking makeup. Nobody did my makeup. And two, it's all Mary Kay people sharing their stories.
She's like, and they're bragging about getting Chevy Equinoxes. That's their car when they hit the top of the company. She's like, that's crap.
So I was like, I really want to say something. And I'm so glad that they were nice enough to be like, if anybody else, is in network marketing, we're going to give everyone an opportunity to share what they do. But I was dying the whole time because I was just like, I never even knew. And
That's
I even
wonderful.
felt like, that's so embarrassing. I can't post on my story. I attended a Mary Kay, but I'm just going to have to say a networking event. So I was like, yeah, whatever. But it just was, you were talking about the Pampered Chef party, and it was just, I never even knew I was going to a Mary Kay party.
Well, I mean, it could have been even
I
like
will
next level, and you could have walked in on some dildos or something, you know.
Well, I will say they ran a very cute event. They do it once a month, and it gave me actually a lot of ideas of something of just like little games and stuff to do with our team and other get-togethers because they made it so fun. Like, I mean, a purse game, and all this stuff, and I was like, wow, I'm gonna start doing that.
What did
So
you pull out of your purse? A Taco Bell cheese
irrelevant.
roll-up.
Irrelevant.
What?
But anyways, so they gave you the opportunity to guys, you're lucky that I took some expand and sculpt and had a glass of wine because I was feeling just like Amanda today. I was miserable. I was like, how am I going to do this motivational Zoom? I'm not motivated at all. I felt like crap. But anyways, lean on your team when you feel like that, 100%, because they keep you going. And like my team's my why. I've already fulfilled everything else. I'm home. He's home. Like, so definitely lean on your team. But I wanted to share that because guys, belly to belly is so important. And I do both. Don't get me wrong. I built my entire social media. Like when I first started Network Marketing, that's how I grew my entire business, my first business and my second. But I'm always talking about it. And it gave me the opportunity to talk there in a room full of, it was a ton of college students there. It was, God forbid this girl, if Mary Kay doesn't ever work out, guess who she's coming to? Just listening to all the stories, and in my head, I'm thinking, wow, like this girl's been in 16 years with Mary Kay, and her highest paycheck ever in 1 month was $15,000. I'm like, we have people making that in a week, guys. You have your hands on gold. You're in the right place, 100%. So I just wanted to share that because she was super sweet, and it was just nice talking to somebody who got it. And when you make friends with other network marketing, like, and you support each other, like, guess what? She's tagging me in her story. She drove an hour here to come do a mini makeover for my daughter and her best friend. We took pictures. She shared me on her page. Guess what? Now all her friends are seeing my stuff. That's what networking is. So I just really had to share a story because number one, it was hilarious because I had no idea. I was like, I'm going to start inviting people to my house saying, hey, you want some free pizza? Come on over. Like,
yeah, and I'm going to tell you, Kaylee, that is really smart because, Melissa Garro on Facebook, you guys, and I'm trying to think of everybody that has been doing. I know Lena has done a lot of, just locals and trainings and so forth. I mean, they're getting ready to go to Calgary. Drew's going to Calgary this weekend, Twin and Jackie, and I know that Lisa's a speaker and Michelle's a speaker, and I can't remember who all was going to be there. Anyways, you guys, these locals are growing people's businesses like crazy, and you do not have to be a certain rank. I can tell you, I know Lisa's been putting them on for the last year. And it's just continued to help her grow. And every time they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You can do something just like Kaylee was just talking about with that, like the Mary Kay event, where you do maybe wine and facials. We have skincare now, right? So you can do that, or you can do any type of variation, or maybe even just a get together and you share an opportunity, and you can market it however you want to. But I can tell you guys that if you do have little get-togethers like that, you are going to start to grow your business. It can be in a restaurant. I know Panera Bread will let you do like in their little area. All you have to do is order something. A lot of restaurants will let you have little spaces and so forth. So it's all about growing your network and really utilizing right now, getting in front of people, because the more people you network with, the more people that you're going to have referrals to, that are going to tag you, that are going to share their own networks with you, and so forth, right? So, okay, Kaylee, do you have anything that you would tell people specifically, because I know you've also got a lot of, that's what I was saying before you say it. I was talking about that earlier, where people were tagging people going out to the mailbox, going to the post office. Even if you're not tagging somebody, just being very consistent and diligent about sharing those minis going. Is there anything that you would tell people about getting these packs, these mini experiences out? Even if you didn't get an 800 pack, guys, you absolutely 100% can be selling these mini experiences. If you don't have product on hand, guess what? You can sell 3 mini experiences for $25 and order 6 mini experiences through your cloud office and do it that way. So if you don't have product on hand and you can sell, and then you can profit $75, and guess what? Buy more. And now you've just literally paid for your entire thing, and you've got a lot of people sampling. So is there any advice that you give anybody for those like to get their product moving?
Yeah, I'm a fan of minis. So we actually go through a lot. Um, Andrew's always nervous when I get 800 kits, and I'm like, why? Because we get rid of them so quickly. Um, I usually do one big mini post a month, but I'm always, guys, I always start high when I'm talking to someone about products and go down. So if they're not ordering, guess what? They're getting a mini. Like, they might not have $150 to order, but they have $25 or $20. Sometimes I'll be like, well, if you get one today, it's 20.
Mhm.
I never give them out for free. I always have them create a free account. And I haven't recently went to the post office because I've been pretty lazy with that too. I love the fact that we can mail them out. It's just genius because they're getting it in this cute little box. They're getting instructions on how to take it, and I'm always telling them to message me as soon as they got it. So that way you can help walk them through it. Like, this is your job. Like, you are their promoter, guys. I can't stress this enough. I actually had a promoter who kind of fell off. She's one of our best friends, but somebody reached out to her, and thank God it wasn't anybody on my team, but someone gave her a mini and they started her off with Black Label, and she does not take caffeine. And I'm like, oh my God, who's her promoter? Why would they ever do that? So needless to say, guys, make sure that you're, listening to them, like asking the questions and stuff like that. But as far as minis, like I said, I go from a package because obviously you want them to order the month. If not, they're at least getting a 6 or a 3 day. And when they are getting those, you're walking them through it. They have already created their free account, and I'm making sure they know that, hey, if they share this with 2 people, they could potentially get their month for free.
Mhm.
So that's huge because, let's be real, who doesn't love free? But the fact that customers can get it for free, that's huge. I know you are good with minis. You want to share anything with that?
No.
You just made a mini post.
I always make mini posts. All right, so like last year I started and I did my first mini post because I wanted to help Kaylee, but then she stuck me with it and told me I got to figure it out because she's too busy doing other things. I was like, oh man.
Guys, in the middle of like a million follow-ups, I had I forgot what I did, like a business opportunity post, and I had so many people to get back to, and this guy thinking he's helping me create a mini post. He had like 50 comments on it, and I was like, well, figure it out. Here you go. So I made him follow up and talk to all these people because I could not handle it.
Yeah.
So he's been helping with that.
I assume that always works best if you do it at a prime time. Obviously, I always do it like 6 to 8ish. That's usually the best time. You want to target. I like to target like mom bees. I'm sure you've seen them all. Tired students, all that stuff. Summer body ready. It's just stuff like that piques people's interest, and they're like, oh shoot, that's me. And they comment, and a lot of them think it's free. It's all, wording's everything. You want it to sound free, but you don't tell them that it's free, just to get, because you'll have, if you get 50 comments and you sell 10 of them, I think you're doing pretty good. So that's just usually what I do. I make it sound like it's free, but I don't say that it's free. Then they message me and they're like, oh, I thought it was free. And then like Haley said, 25. Oh, I can't do 25. I said, well, 20 is the lowest I go. If you can't, I'm running out of them anyway. So there's somebody else that wants it. You just got to create urgency. make value for your product, that's what works well for us.
Yeah.
When you're saying you make it sound free, you're basically just not mentioning the price in the post.
Correct.
And
I don't say I have minis for 25 and
Mhm.
6 days for 40. I don't put the price in there.
Yeah.
I usually just say I got product on hand. If any of these fit you, comment it. Just so that way, for one, the comments, and then don't comment on there the price. I always say messaging you. To switch it up, message everybody, get the comment tag, so people scroll by. Oh, you got 97 comments. Boom. Oh, that sounds like me. It's stuff like that that helps grow those many posts.
Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you guys, if somebody, Kayla did put some wording over here on the side, so you might want to scroll over on the side column in the comments. She talked about how she would approach somebody if they said that 150 was too much, and how she would approach them with the 3 to 60 mini. And there was also a comment before, because listen, Ashley's going to bring a lot of fire tonight when she starts and she opens her mouth, and we all know it. That's kind of why I was like, wait a second, let me go to Kaylee and Andrew first, because I know Ashley and I know that she definitely has some fire to spit, and it's going to be awesome. But I do want to make sure that you guys are aware when somebody leaves something unread that you've sent them a message, because these are some of the comments that we're going over here. It's not personal, guys. Like, just like me being sick, if somebody was following up with me yesterday, and I want you to picture this. Somebody followed up with me. I talked to them about a product of theirs that they have, and they followed up with me yesterday, and I did not reply. If they unfriended me or quit being my friend because of that, that sounds kind of crazy, doesn't it? When you really say that out loud. For real. That sounds kind of crazy.
I mean, we all do it. So
We're busy.
You got to think about that, because there's days where, I'm going to be honest, sometimes even if I'm until like in the morning, if it's before I take my Thrive, I 100% will not respond to somebody. Guys, you need to have that excitement in your voice. Number one, I never really text message. I just voice message usually, always. And I mean, if my voice, like a couple hours ago, I wouldn't have voice messaged
No, I
anybody.
actually told her, I was like, babe, you got to figure this out. You're doing a motivational and you're not motivated. So you got to figure this out right now.
For me, I make sure that I'm in that, just because I know that I personally, if I'm listening to someone's voice message and they're not excited, like, I'm not going to want, so always think about that too.
Yeah, definitely. Because the thing is that people are going to avoid you sometimes because they don't have the money. And that's not personal, guys. That's just somebody not wanting to deal with the fact that they don't have the money. I mean, it's kind of like skipping a bill because you don't have the money. You don't even log into the account. You're like, no, let's just not, it's going to be late. What can I do? You can't really do anything, like my grandma.
That's where consistency is key, because the more that you post, as soon as they get that money and they see that you're being consistent with it, you're still posting it, you're still loving it, you're still sharing other people's journeys and results, they're going to be like, oh my God, I'm ready now. Yep. We have people that watch us for 8 months, a year, and then finally all of a sudden out of the blue, boom, they order. Some people order without even telling us, and we got to find them, go back and be like, oh, and they're like, I just finally had the money to do it, or I finally wanted to do it. So just definitely stay consistent.
You want them to think of you when they're ready.
Yeah. Yep. And listen, guys, that means, just like Kendra was saying, she had somebody ghost her in 2017, and she messaged them the other day, and boom, new customer. I mean, that's just the reality. Like, that happens.
And before Ash gets on, I just want to say one more thing. Guys, if you are not pushing for this reimbursement, you're crazy. Yep. Now is the time people are signing up. I mean, we both earned it, guys.
Within 3 days. There's no excuses.
There's no excuse. You have to do this, because the biggest excuse for people is not being able to afford to get there. And guess what? Somehow Lavelle steps their game up every time. There's not one other company that does that. I remember with my last company, like, you had to fork up a bunch of money to go. Mm-hmm. I mean,
they give you everything that you need to do. So the excuse of that you don't have the money is, I mean, there's pretty much nothing else they can do but to come to your house, pick you up, and fly you there. Like, come on.
Push, guys. Push for this. It's 100% going to change your business.
I mean, our ticket for conference is $100. And if you share a room with people, you're basically, you could actually end up making money
100%.
off of it. Like,
Um,
I'm like, what?
I had people drive from New York 26 hours to get there, carpooled 26 hours,
Last year, yes.
and split hotel rooms. Guys, like, that's how important this is.
And listen, I'm just going to tell you this too, guys. Kaylee had something disastrous happen the night before,
The day we got there,
or the day that you got there last
guys,
year.
we had an Airbnb, okay, real quick to sum this up. Guys, plan this. I was like, yes, all our team can stay together. We can bond. Guess what? The lady canceled the day we got there off the plane, and I was freaking out. I was in tears. I was like, I had to find a hotel for 11 people who came here on a budget, who couldn't, like, I was like, oh, it's only $80 per couple. Like, I was stressed the hell out, and we made it work, and guess what? Everything worked out. Guess what? Every single one of those people that went promoted.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It was so worth it. So,
and husbands that weren't on board that went to not go and wanted nothing
Ashley's
to do with
husband,
it. Boom, Brian jumped on board. Brittany
Jordan saw the
threw
bigger
some fire to
picture.
Jordan. I mean, everybody, Joey with Shannon, everybody started being a lot more supportive, saw the bigger picture. So
Bring your spouses.
bring
if
your
you
spouse.
can.
We can bring your spouse. It's very, very important, I think.
Somebody said, what do you say when they think it's free? I tell them the price. And the thing is, if they think it's free, nothing's free. You're running a business. So, I mean, I'm direct with the price. I'm very direct with the price. However, I do occasionally, if I know the person's going to be ordering, work out something there. But the thing is, guys, is that we should never be making people think that anything is free, especially if they think that. Like, if they're the ones that are like in their heads, like they're getting it for free, then we got to ask ourselves what kind of mixed messages we're sending. But okay, let's, without further ado, bring on Ashley, because I know that she's going to talk a little bit about the retreat. Ashley, actually, you know what? You guys, the retreat, work your ass off. If you're 4K, 12K, the tickers are going to go live tomorrow. Reimbursement, you know what you need to do. Let's hustle. Know that everything that you're doing right now, the $300,000 car giveaway, all of your PPA right now is adding up towards that. It's going to be huge. Right now, I'm going to let Ashley take over, and I'm going to shut my mouth. And I just wanted to say those words. And Ashley, do not feel like you need to like rush it through or anything like that. You say what's on your heart and on your mind, and fill these people up, because you've always got so much fire.
All right, guys. So usually I wouldn't go on a Zoom in this mindset, because I am like super red the last 2 weeks. I've always seen the vision, you guys, but these last 2 weeks, I have had such a force in my soul. Like, I can't explain it any other way. I have had this massive feeling in my gut and this realization. And to be honest with you, a lot of it has to do with, we're realizing that what we're doing for our main source of income is not, okay? My family cannot rely on the income that we rely on to feed our kids and pay our bills. It's go time. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about regret. How many of you, being really honest with yourself, and you don't have to say anything, you don't have to hold up your hands or anything, you don't have to tell me, but how many of you have looked left or right recently? This is an amazing time of year, right? People are promoting, people are signing customers, promoters, you're getting tagged in these posts, people are booming. How many of you have looked at yourself and said, why not me? Why not now? I'm doing all these things. You get in this mindset, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, the moment that you allow comparison to come before action, you've already lost the game. The moment. And I say this with all the love because you guys are my family, but if someone crosses the line from inspiring me to making me feel less worthy or capable, I unfollow them. And it's not because there's anything wrong with them. They're incredible. But if it is making me feel like I cannot go 200K, I can't kick ass, and I can't make a legacy for my babies, then I'm sorry, I can't look at you right now. I have personal development to do. I have people to sign, because the second you go sign a new promoter and the second you go sign a new customer and change their life, done. That mindset's gone. You no longer have that comparison thing. You know, Kayla's talking about tasks. You guys, I pulled up, I don't even think you guys can see it, but this is my task list for tomorrow. Add friends, inspiring posts, birthday wishes, kind messages, team check-in, 10 stories, business post, product post, 5 things post, lifestyle post, interactive post, follow-up list, interact on other stories, interact in timelines. I understand that might not be every single one of your vision. Maybe you're doing this for community, maybe you're doing this for family, maybe you're doing this for an extra $50, but my vision is to be able to not rely on any company to feed my kids. My vision is to not have my husband go to a job every day that he hates and despises because he's trying to pay our bills. So that is what I have to do every single day. And there's no excuses. There's no excuses. You know, everyone on here wants something, right? You want free Thrive. You want to earn this retreat. You want to go 4K. You want to go 200K. You want a millionaire underneath you. Everybody on here wants something. But the second that you allow comparison to come before the actions that you're doing every single day, you've already made a decision that you're not achieving that.
Can I say something real quick
Yeah.
before you go on? You guys, Ashley works at she leaves at 2:30 in the morning. She has an hour commute to and from work, an hour there, an hour back. She can't be on her phone while she's at work at all. And she still finds time to do this shit. Now, excuse my language, but what's your excuse? Because some of you guys aren't even leaving your house during the day.
We all have excuses. Amanda felt like crap all day. Kaylee felt like crap all day. We all have excuses. But here's the thing. Are you going to let how you feel right now in this moment, are you going to let this feeling that's going to pass dictate where you are in 5 years? Because that's what you're doing. If you're making a decision not to do that reach out, not to do that follow up, not to make that post, you're literally making a decision right now that I feel like shit today, so I'm going to let it hinder my future. It's silly. Guys, in 5 years, you're not going to have the flu. Your kid's not going to be sick in 5 years. You're not, your dog didn't run away in 5 years. In 5 years, if it doesn't matter in 5 years, it does not matter right now and today. And making an excuse and allowing yourself to be held back by the own crap in your head, it's ridiculous. You don't need the perfect body. You don't need the perfect post. You don't need the perfect friends list. You need to talk. You need to talk about this opportunity. And the biggest thing that I hear from my team, I'm sure you guys have heard it or felt it or said it. Nobody I know is interested. Nobody I know has money. I just don't have a network. That is the biggest line of BS that you can feed yourself. Because every single Lavelle millionaire, every single 200K, every single person that is where you want to be right now didn't have all of those things. It's about what you're willing to do today. Are you willing to get off this Zoom and call it an early night because you're tired and you feel like crap and your kids are crabby and your husband's mad at you and you're just gonna turn off your phone and chill? Or are you gonna stop making excuses and you're gonna do those reach outs? And when we're talking about, I know that it's so scary and you want the perfect wording, and Kayla is the one for wording. I'm gonna tell you, if you've been on her morning motivational Zooms, if she has the wording, you can just take it and use it. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be authentically you. You don't have to have anything perfect. You have a perfect system that works perfectly in everybody's bodies. You have a perfect compensation plan that stacks bills in people's bank accounts perfectly. That's all you need. You literally have something that people are wishing and praying and hoping for right this moment, but you're too busy looking at, Sarah rank up and you're happy for her, but you're jealous and you're a little bit, I don't want to use the word jealous. I hate the word jealous. You're envious, right? There's a difference between jealousy and envy. Jealousy is wanting what someone has, but not willing to do it. Envy is knowing that you want to be there, but you're not there yet. You got to use that envy, you guys. And you got to put your blinders on. You got to do the do. I know it's exhausting. It's exhausting to be envious of people. It's exhausting to want something and not be there yet. Maybe you've been in the business for 2 years and you haven't hit 4K yet. Or maybe all of your customers just stopped their auto ships and your promoters like came down with coronavirus and ran away. And I don't know. And I know it's exhausting when you want something so bad you can taste it, but you don't feel like you're making progress. That's on you. You have to stop thinking that you can control. I just read this article, you guys. I'm gonna wrap this up, I swear. But I read this article where the majority of people in the world make their major life decisions based on what other people think. The majority of humans in this universe make their massive life decisions based on what they think other people think. You know what the reality is? Most of those other people that you're afraid of are too busy in their own shit. They don't care what you're doing. They don't. I don't care what my neighbors do for income. I don't care. I care that they're nice to me, that they wave to my kids, that on Halloween they give them candy and they're sweet, that they take in my mail when I'm on vacation. I don't care what they do for income. You're so consumed with what people are going to think that you're willing to let that hinder your 5-year plan. I don't think so. You're worth more than that. You're worthy of more than that. I know for a fact that you deserve to have something that you can leave to your babies, or have something that makes you feel so fulfilled. I went to this last getaway, you guys, and I know that's one of the biggest defeating things in this industry. It's one of the most incredible, but it can also be the most defeating because there's people that work their ass off and don't get there. Guys, you deserve to be there. You deserve to be, even not with Lavelle, you deserve to have the income and the option to go take your family to a beach and sit your ass in the sand and watch the sunset. You deserve that. So are you going to let some crazy little voice in your head tell you, well, I don't think your parents will approve, and I think the neighbors will think you're weird, and if you send that message, that girl will probably block you? Who cares what anybody says or thinks? Because most likely they're not thinking about you. They're too wrapped up in their own crap. But even if they are, guys, you're worth more than that. You have to love on the people you already have, whether it's one customer, one promoter, or maybe just your potentials. You need to focus on the people that you already have. You need to stop making decisions in your life based on fear, because fear is a liar. We know that. You need to start learning that everything that can take you to 200K, you can implement in 15 minutes or less. Stop looking at this huge picture of all these things. Oh my gosh, to go 200K, I would need this much volume. I would need this many. Stop that. Everything that you need to do to get to 200K, you can implement in your life in 15 minutes or less. Do 15-minute intervals. What can I accomplish in 15 minutes? Get on a power hour, even if it's with yourself. Take 15 to 30 minutes. Get your IPAs done. Mute your phone, mute your chats, get out of the chats, stop answering messages, and just do your thing. You guys know what your IPAs are. You know what it's going to take. And the difference between you and everybody else that is achieving what you want is they're willing to shut up and do the work. I want every single one here to be promoting by conference. There's no reason you can't. There's no reason. There's people that come in this business and do it in 2 seconds, and you're so busy stressing yourself out about why did they do that you're not even taking the opportunity that you have. There's no reason. There is no perfect body, mind, lifestyle. There is nothing about you that keeps you from 200K except for the actions that you take. So the last thing I'm going to leave you guys with, there is nothing more important in this business than just talking to people. You can watch all the training videos, which, by the way, if you have not logged into your cloud office, you have not went to those new training videos. Oh my gosh, I watched some today with Chaz and I was like, holy smokes, like this is incredible. There is nothing in our team pages with our leadership team and our team chats and all this stuff that we can't learn. The only thing that they can't hand to you on a silver platter, like Kaylee said, they're literally giving you the money to go to conference, you guys. You know why that is? Because at conference, they're dropping something huge. They want everyone to be there, and it's for a reason. They're not stupid. We know our CEOs are freaking brilliant. Okay, they are literally holding your hand to get there for a reason. I sat in that conference next to my husband last year, who completely resented this business, the time it was taking away from him and my family. He completely resented me being on the phone. He resented this community that I had created with all these other people, and it was taking away from us. I literally sat next to him in conference and I watched him cry. He doesn't cry, I promise you. He cried when our kids were born. That was it. I watched him cry because he was so shook by the words that were being spoken on that stage. And I remember getting on the plane with him to come home, and he was like, babe, I don't care what we got to do. We got to do this. They are no different than us. We got to do this. I'm like, that's what I've been freaking telling you for 9 months. I don't know. It's my angry in my head voice, but that is what I was like, I've been your best friend for 15 years and you didn't freaking listen to me, and you're going to listen to some dude on stage you never met before. But that's the reality, guys. You got to get there. There's no excuse not to get there. Get there because you deserve options. You shouldn't have the stress and the weight of not being able to pay your bills or take your family on a vacation or bring your husband home from a shitty job. You deserve options. Whatever you choose to do with those options, you deserve options. So go do IPAs. Mute the people and the noise that don't bring you inspiration and do the do. That's it.
And
I
listen,
love you guys. I appreciate you listening to my craziness.
You're not crazy. You're spot on. And it's real talk. Like, the reality of it is that you spoke everything that everybody needed to hear, because the reality of it is, guys, is that some of you guys are constantly looking for answers instead of going out and putting in action. Like, the reality of it is that the answers are there. Just ask the question, right? Utilize the team pages and move the fuck on. Excuse my language, but like, some of you guys are too worried about what people are saying and move on. Who cares? Listen, send 20 messages and don't open any of them for 20 minutes. Okay? Send the message. Just send the message. Okay? Don't worry about the perfect wording. They'll ignore you if they're going to ignore you. They're going to answer you if they're going to answer you. If they want the product, they're going to want the product. Nothing you say or do is going to change that unless you're a complete douchebag in the message that you send, okay? And Ashley telling you, like, you guys, listen, there used to be people that I would follow that I would be intimidated by. And it did. I had to unfollow people for a bit. But you know what I also realized is that I needed to do some personal development. If what they were doing made me feel less than, why? Why was it making me feel less than? And I'm going to tell you right now, I purposely now make sure I follow people that cause me to level up. I purposely now follow people that make me say, damn, I need to get on the ball. Like, whoa, like, they're freaking motivating as all get out. I purposely now call myself out when I'm not doing what it is I should be doing. Why? Because I feel better when I own it. I feel better when I own it, because guess what? I feel really good whenever I can say, yeah, buddy, my PPA my PPA this month so far is 8, and my PPA for the last 90 days is like 14 or 15. Like, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that, because you know what? 3 months ago, my PPA was like 1. Guys, like 1. It was like 1, 3, and 5 or something like that for like the last 90 days. And now I'm looking and I said, okay, I need to step up my game because my team is crushing it. And I always want to be leading by example. And I always want to be able to say that I'm showing up for my business. You guys, nobody is going to stay up for you and do your power hours. Nobody is going to get up for you and do a power hour. Nobody is going to midday say, you know what, Amanda, your electric bill is due, your water bill is due, your gas bill is due. I'm going to make a paycheck next week that's going to pay for all of those. How about that? That's what my motivation was from the very beginning of this industry. Was these are the bills that I need to make enough money to pay. Because my husband and I refused. Please listen to anything I say right now, okay? Listen to me. My husband and I refused to ever have another car repossessed from in front of our house, in front of our children, ever in this lifetime. My husband and I refuse to ever get those foreclosure notices ever again. My husband and I refuse to ever go back to where we were in 2013. We never want to go back there. You guys, I have PTSD. We don't even check our mail. Like, people mail me stuff and I'm like, 2 weeks later, it's like, oh, I haven't checked my mail. Oh, my mailman won't even deliver mail sometimes because I haven't checked my mail for so long, because it's PTSD from bills. Okay. From bills that we couldn't pay. And even though we can pay them now, we still have that linger over our heads. And it's still every day is my motivation that there doesn't matter. Yes, there are days where I don't feel the greatest, but guess what? I still show up in some way, shape, or form. I still show up. I might not be 1,000%, but buddy, I am still working. I am still going to be motivated. Some of you guys don't even know whenever I'm actually down and ill and sick, because I'm still kicking your asses to the ball, especially in that push chat. But the reality of it is that I know that I just don't ever want to go back there. My husband and I both went back to work when we had to after my dad passed away, and things got really bad for a minute. And I had to take some mental health break, I guess you could say. And, we did what we had to do. We did what we had to do, but we continued to work. We continued to do our businesses. But the thing is that when I left that last time, I knew that I never, ever, 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 ever wanted to go back there, because I was humbled. I was humbled. When you have something so good and then you drop, and it wasn't for lack of trying, guys, okay? Like, it literally was, my mental space was not good, okay? It was literally like I mentally was not there. Um, and you have to build yourself back up. You don't take for granted where you're at or what you're doing. And I'm going to tell you right now, yes, I had a following whenever I joined Lavelle. Okay. But I'm going to tell you, if you go back on my timeline every day for the last 7 years, every single memory, every single day, you're going to see Amanda working consistently on mindset, motivational, business post, product post, sharing about my team, sharing about where I was going and where I was heading, saying I was going to be a millionaire one day. And every one of those things came true. Every one of those things, from the times I wrote on the bathroom mirrors of the goals I was going to have. Some of you guys are thinking that you're too good for yourselves by not writing those goals. Go write your damn goals on your mirror. Go write them. I don't care how crazy they sound. The last time I did it, I wrote $40,000 a month. Do you think that was not scary? Hell yeah, it was scary. And you know what? I've done it. I've hit that goal of earning $40,000 a month. And you can too. I'm nobody different. You guys, I live in a small town in West Virginia. Like, literally, a small town in West Virginia. Like, I mean, there's somebody that found dead in a dumpster, like, next road over the other night. I mean, and a lady running around with a machete. I mean, like, I wish I was making this shit up, but I'm not. It's a real deal, okay? Like, for real. If I can do it, like, I mean, legit. And Layla and I go take a walk down to the damn complex where to the little plaza where the lady was running around with a machete the day before. Oh, whatever. But my point is, make big, audacious goals that you're scared of. I am scared to death. I signed up for a half marathon, not once this year, but twice. And I have never been a runner, but by golly, I'm going to become a runner. And it just falls right into me winning this Ultimate Thriver, because guess what? I'm going to win. I told my husband, I said, I may have lost all my weight, but I haven't toned up yet. Game on, bitches. So, guys, let's go crush this. Let's go crush this, okay? Ashley, Kayla, Andrew, Kaylee, Brian, too, even though he doesn't realize he's done anything, he sure has. Let me just tell you guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys for hopping on. I know we went a little bit over tonight, but I want you guys to know that there is no reason you can't accomplish your goals, no matter how big they are, no matter how audaciously crazy they are. I promise you, you want to start that non-profit organization one day, by golly, go do it. We used to have a girl that wanted to have a Christmas tree farm. Kayla, remember? Yes. By the way, where is she? We need to get in touch with her. We need to get her back on this team, because the reality of it is that people have big goals, big dreams, and we want to see you achieve those, because why can't this lead you there? Why can't you? Right? So, all right. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. I'll make sure the Zoom is uploaded tomorrow morning. And everybody have a good night and crush your goals. Bye, guys.